right, guys, let's jump in. What change, if any, should be made to the highlighted word? We should be pros at this type of question by now. We read a little bit above, a little bit below, highlight clues, think about what I know to help us make our choice. So we've identified the highlighted word as however. We're going to read around it. I suggest that people use cloth grocery bags. However, the bags inspired tonight's event. Then I go and I look at my choices. What I'm seeing here is that all of these are what we call conjunctive adverbs. Now, that's a big word. Don't let it scare you. I want you to think about the word conjunction. What do you know about that word? Well, we think about fanboys, right? We think about subordinating conjunctions, right? We think about words like before or after. Basically, all these are, kiddos, is a special kind of conjunction that tells us what's going on. So it says, I suggest that people use cloth grocery bags. However, the bags inspired tonight's event. Each of these words has its own meaning. When we talk about however, we're talking about something that contradicts itself or is the opposite. Okay? When we talk about after all, we're kind of, wrapping it up with a nice little conclusion. When we say anyway, maybe we got off topic and we're trying to redirect, or we're saying, well, that's what I wanted to happen. And if we say then we're talking about what comes next. Okay? You see this word a lot as a transition word. Okay? So this just means what comes next. Now that we know what these words mean, let's think about which one makes the most sense. Think about the passage as a whole here. The little girl was grocery shopping with her mom, and she has this idea about using less paper and plastic. And she thinks about using cloth grocery bags. They organize this big community dinner. They're going to talk about it. And what she's saying here is, however, the bags inspired tonight's event. So if I'm saying we're talking about people using cloth grocery bags, then what word makes the sense to go right here? If I say however, then I'm meaning that I'm contradicting myself, or I'm giving you the opposite. But I'm not trying to be opposite or contradict myself here, because I want people to use the cloth grocery bags. So however is not my best choice. Which one tells me that it goes along with what I wanted to happen? Okay, not what comes up next, but it's going to be one of these two. Okay, it's going to be one of these two. Let's read them both and see which one makes the most sense. I suggest that people use cloth grocery bags. After all, the bags inspired tonight's event. Okay, this is the bottom of the passage, guys. We said this was a conclusion. It's kind of wrapping it up for us. Okay, we're talking about using cloth grocery bags, and it's tying it back in to what we learned at the beginning, that these cloth grocery bags inspired tonight's event. So it's kind of wrapping it up for us. Or I could say, I suggest that people use cloth grocery bags. Anyway, the bags inspired tonight's event. Well, if I use anyway, then I'm kind of getting off topic. It means I was off topic and I'm trying to redirect. The best choice here is going to be B, because it's kind of wrapping it up for me. It's reminding me of why we were doing this in the first place. It's a nice little conclusion. So my best choice here is going to be B.